Welcome to our Teen Summit Black History Month episode of Want TV. Joining me today is Shreya Pagalia, Sophia Candelas, and Daniel Conde. Welcome. Our Teen Summit today will be about highlighting Black culture and its history. To that end, because of this sacred month, we're going to use it as a vehicle to talk about unity and the diversity of culture. So, my first question is, what is the significance of Black History Month?
I think the significance of Black History Month really is to reflect and look at all the achievements and contributions that African Americans have done for this nation in the past and what they're continuing to do in the present right now.
Excellent. Anyone else would like to add?
I feel like we should recognize that it is the shortest month and Black History Month is American history, so it should be an everyday kind of thing.
Yeah, Shreya, anything to add?
Yeah, I went down to the Smithsonian African American History Museum, and I think that was like a good experience for me to be able to see how African American history is, like what you said, also American history.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and the reason we decided to have a diverse panel is that, me and Daniel might both be Black, but we have different cultures. We have different upbringings. My mother was born in this country, my grandmother, great grandmother, and so forth. But you're first generation American, right? So even us, we're different, and that's the important of Black History Month, is to say that, okay, just because we might have, darker skin doesn't mean that we're all the same, you know what I mean? And also highlighting the other cultures, you know what I mean? Being Black is a broad term, if that makes sense. So that leads me to my next question. How can we use the spirit of Black History Month to bring about unity and change?
Well, to bring about unity, we have to recognize the colorblindness, the ignorance, and colorism, and using your privilege to bring everyone together. So me personally, I'm lighter skinned. So when I speak out against certain issues, people do tend to listen to me more compared to my darker skinned counterparts who may have broader points and definitely a better perspective, but are ignored.
Interesting fact. Anyone else like to add on?
Yeah, I feel like for the whole unity aspect, it's more like, as you said, like to remember that just because it is 1 month, we have to also remember that we are different.
Yeah.
And in those differences, that's what brings the unity. It's because while you accept people and you continue to know who they are, you learn and you gain more knowledge on.
We're different, but we're the same at the same time. And that's what MLK was all about. So, last question. What is next for our society?
So I think that our society is moving towards a place of becoming more inclusive and more understanding of diversity. I think that by having these kinds of conversations and having Black History Month, people are more aware of our differences and they're more accepting of those differences. So I definitely think society is moving towards a place where we're more inclusive and we're more respectful to our differences.
Anyone else?
I feel like it would be wrong. I completely agree with you, but I feel like it would be wrong to ignore looking past Franklin, because you have organizations like MAGA, the Red Cap, symbols like that. It's very, very offensive, and it's kind of bringing us back to a time that wasn't so great again. But if you continue to speak on these issues, then we'll keep moving forward.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we are told to be passive, and the fact that we're young people, we're like, oh, be quiet, you don't know what you're talking about. And then you have the aspect of being someone of color. It's like, okay, you really don't know what you're talking about, you're marginalized, but no, this 4x4 box you've put on me, I'm kind of breaking out of that. Anyone else like to add on to that point?
Yeah, I feel like as Shreya said already, the whole diversity aspect, it's not even about race at this point. We're moving towards a place that's more inclusive. So we're even seeing diversity in gender. We're seeing how people are becoming more accepting in the LGBTQI community and all those communities. So as we continue to move towards those inclusive backgrounds, and we get to become more of a unit. Yeah, a family.
Yeah.
Honestly, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an orthopedic surgeon.
What about you?
Parole officer.
And you?
I want to be a judge.
And I want to be a businessman. All of this was made possible because someone of color was able to fit into that space. We come from a long line of space makers and people who bring about change. And none of that would have been possible if someone didn't have the courage to say, I can, and I will, and I did. So I think we all have to bring that same mentality going forward, or else we'll be stagnant. We'll stay in the same spot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me. That's all we have time for in our Teen Summit Black History Month special. Remember to educate yourself and empower yourself. I was your host, Jeijah. We'll see you soon.